2024. Here we go. Welcome to 2024 and welcome back, especially if you are returning. But if you're new, my name is Katie and I make stuff. I don't know if you could tell by the title of the channel. I try to make all kinds of stuff, from sewing to thrift flips to decor to whatever else kind of catches the fancy of my little crow brain. We are going on year 3 of this channel and I am so excited. So to kick off the new year, figured we would start with a nice little project. That's what this is about. It's a project. If you're here for the first time, thank you. I hope you stick around because I'm really excited about this year. I've got some big plans for this year and we will talk about those later. To kick off the new year, I wanted to add one more thing to my wall of wonderful, and this one has a little bit more meaning behind it for me personally because it was given to me by my uncle. So let me show you what I'm talking about. My uncle has been a deer hunter for as long as I can remember, and probably even before that. And on my last trip down to visit my family, he very graciously gave me one of his deer skulls that he cleaned himself who knows how long ago. And while this in and of itself would fit perfectly on the wall, it's a little too bright white to go with what I'm thinking. So let me show you the inspiration that I found and kind of talk about some of the plans that I have for it. As with most of my projects, I found my inspiration over on Pinterest. This is the picture that specifically made me stop and go, yes, that's what I want to do. I loved how dark it was, but I also loved all of the metallic details, which fits right in with everything that I have going over on my wall. And I figured, how hard could it be? This can't be that hard, right? I hope not, because I have one day to do this. So here's what we're gonna do. I am gonna start by giving this guy a good cleaning, kind of get off any of the cobwebs, the dust that might be on it, along with any residue that might be left over from the preparation process, just to make sure that the paint sticks the way I want it to. I am going to be using acrylic paints for this, along with some metallic Sharpies. However, I am very skeptical about whether or not that's actually going to work, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Once I have it all painted black, and I would love to have it a matte black, but again, I'm not positive about that, then we'll go in and we will add the metallic details and then get it hung up on the wall. So like I said, I hope this only takes one day, because that's all I got. And along the way, we will talk about what I think I've got coming up for the new year. So let's clean this guy up first. I have all my stuff laid out. I'm gonna do a test spot just to see how the paint sticks, or even if it will stick, and what the coverage looks like, because I'm really thinking it's gonna need to have some sort of primer base, and that means I would have to go out and go shopping. So I feel like my nose is always dripping, so if it is, I apologize, but it's winter, that's the way this works. I'm gonna do a spot test, let it dry, and then we're gonna see what it looks like. We have literally watched paint dry. The good news is that it's very matte. There is no other good news. Very streaky, and it is very see-through. None of that surprises me because this is cheap acrylic paint. So I think what I'm gonna do is run out, get a primer that I can spray the whole thing with, and then a matte black spray paint. And that'll be good because it'll get into all the little nooks and crannies that are in this. The bad news that goes along with all that is that I'm gonna have to go to the thrift store. Gonna have to. I mean, it's right there. So this may turn into more than what I am planning on, but I don't care. It's my day. I can do whatever I want to with it. So yeah, let's go get some paint. And I might get a few more metallic Sharpies as well. Yeah. I'm back. Let me show you what I got real quick. Picked up just a black dye kit because I've got some lace I want to dye. Did pick up some extra brushes because I have been needing those. And I got black matte primer. So I guess it's like the color and the primer all at once, which I think will work. And then I got some matte clear coat. And I got some like sour gummies because I'm a child. And of course I had to stop by Goodwill, and apparently so did everybody else. I got a pair of boots. These are just, I think, like Target boots or something. I don't know, but I've been needing a pair of boots to get from my shop to my house because it's a mud hole, and these just showed up. I was gonna pick up like a pair of boots off of Poshmark, but I don't need to because those were $9. I also got, anytime I find nylon webbing, I try to pick it up because I need it all the time. So I got this really fat blue nylon webbing. It was only $2 and it's like 2 things of it. But the other thing that I liked about it was that it also had that thing. I'm gonna do hip bags and stuff, or bum bags, or fanny packs, if you will. So I've been needing just some plastic latchy things, and that works perfectly. So I got 2 of those for $2. And then my Goodwill has been floundering on their textiles lately. They do still have like a bin of them, but the fancier things, they must send out to other stores because they're not at mine anymore. I did get this quilted pillow sham. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with it, but I have a stack of them kind of collecting now, so this will go with my collection. I got a piece of fabric with ducks on it. It's just got duck panels. Look at that. I thought it was really neat. I'll use that for the back of a jacket or something. And then this next one is gonna go up on my found fabrics. So my members, you will have first crack at it. 99% sure this is silk. It is super lightweight and flowy, and it's very retro. And I think there's like 4 or 5 yards of it here. So you can kind of see the print. I thought it was unique and I thought it was fun, and that's why I picked it up. You will see this up on my found fabrics on my coffee page pretty soon. Take a look at that. I've got my paints. We need to take this guy into the garage because it is windy as all get out and it is muddy outside. So I don't want to be out there any more than I need to. Get it spray painted black. I'll probably let it dry, maybe have a little snack or something, probably do a second coat, and then we will come back and get it decorated. Let's go. So I've got my skull drying. I don't know if the sound has changed because I had to unplug my mic. There's actually one other thing that I wanted to paint that I didn't even think of before this. So I'm gonna grab that, get the dust off of it, put it in the garage and paint it while I've got the spray paint out. Multitasking. We are pretty much dry. We have made ourselves some painting tea, which is just tea without the paint. And now we are going to do the fancy painting. Am I a little nervous about this? Yes, because I only have one skull to work with, and if I mess it up, it's gonna take a lot to fix it. I think it's gonna be tough to mess it up though. What I really like about this picture is the high contrast, of course, between the black and the metallics, but also kind of the symmetry. It's not like super flourishy, I guess. It's pretty simple designs smushed together to create something that looks a little more intricate than maybe it is. I love that the tips of the antlers are metallic as well as the base. I love that it follows the anatomy of the eyes. I think that's what I'm gonna kind of go for here. I think I'm gonna start with a copper Sharpie, and I hope that it works. I think it will. Actually, I'm gonna test it on the back of it first, just to see what it does. This could be pretty cool. If this doesn't work, I do have some copper acrylic paint that I think I could use. Boop, 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 boop. We'll try this first. Looking good. So I tested both the Sharpie and the copper paint both will do just fine, so I may kind of switch between the two of them depending on where my energy takes me. I think I'm at a point to go ahead and get started, and we will chat while I get this going. I think I'm gonna start right around the eyes because that's probably the easiest place to go. This guy's got pretty prominent eye things. Follow the anatomy around, I guess. Part of what I wanted to do today, not just this guy, I also wanted to kind of talk about 2024, kind of what I'm thinking as I go into my third year with this channel. To say that it is difficult to believe that this is my third year would be an understatement. I bounce around to a lot of things, and the fact that I'm still doing this and that it is still interesting is kind of a big deal. We've kind of developed this cool little community. There's some pretty good feedback that I get, and also it allows me to follow all of these weird interests that I have. I really like it. Going into 2024, I kind of have some big goals, and it's a little embarrassing to say them out loud because I feel like they're so lofty, but I'm going to throw them into the universe and we're gonna see what happens with them. Right now, I'm sitting at about 8,000 subscribers, which is so many more than I thought I would have at the end of this year. I started this year out with 2,000 subscribers. So that's a 400% increase. I never would have thought I'd see that kind of growth this year, but I did. I would really love to get to about 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think that is so incredibly ambitious. Sitting here saying it out loud, I'm kind of like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that. But I would really like to. I have the 100,000 subscriber goal in the back of my head. I don't think that is doable in a year. I certainly don't think I'm going to get 92,000 people to subscribe in a year. But I do think that with consistency and really working on the quality of what I put out, I think I can make it to 50,000. That's probably my number one goal. Along with that, on Instagram right now, I have almost 300 followers. I would love to get that to about 1,000, and I think that will happen if I'm consistent over here. And then over on TikTok, I almost have 100, and I would, again, like to get that up to about 1,000. Those are kind of my big numbers goals. I feel like if you don't say things out loud, then how are they gonna happen? I'm gonna go down his nose here. Ooh, I think that's looking really cool. Along with that though, the best way to make those things happen is if I really work on the quality of what I'm putting out. I'm still figuring it all out. I just got a new camera, so hopefully that will give me a little bit more flexibility as far as how I produce my content. If I want to grow, it needs to grow with me. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with what I'm doing right now, but it could always be better, and that's what I'm really going to work on, is making it better. I do have kind of a belief that if you want to be big in something, you have to act big. That's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and act big. And I feel like right now especially, so much emphasis is on short form that I need to really look at how I'm making short form content. I don't want that to be my primary thing because I enjoy the long form way of boring people to death. But I do think short form has its place. I do want it to supplement what I'm doing. I'm gonna work on that as well, because what I've been doing right now looks like it was made with potatoes and hamsters. I mean, it's horrible. All right, I'm just going through and kind of tracing some of the bone structure of the nasal passages here, just to give those some highlight. And then we'll talk about the extra decorations here in just a second. One of the other things I would like to really do is continue working on this supporting other makers that I've kind of started doing, and specifically through the found fabrics. I really do believe in makers helping each other and creators kind of supporting each other. I know that it's a business for a lot of people. I know that there is a lot of competition, but I also know that it's typically always a good idea to help people. And so many people have helped me and supported me, so pay it forward, I guess, or just be a part of helping. I want to be very intentional about doing the found fabrics and creating things that help other makers who are either getting started or are stuck with ideas or just wanting to get better. And I'm not saying by any means I am the best at anything. I'm not the best at anything. But I also think there's a lot of value in learning from how people work, even if what you learn is, I am never going to do that, ever. I've always kind of said that learning about what you don't want to do is sometimes more valuable than learning about what you do want to do. All right, here's where we're at so far. That looks pretty badass already. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and start doing some of the, I'll call it filigree, but it's not. It's the just additional decorative elements. This is where I could either mess it up or really make it awesome. I hope I don't mess it up. The last goal that I'm going to set for myself in 2024 is I would really love to collaborate with other creators of all size levels. I want to learn from other people. I want to see how other people work. I would love to work with another creator, or 2 or 10. I don't know. But if you are a creator and you want to collaborate, call me or email me, really, or direct message me. That's probably the easiest way to do it. But I'm interested. I would love to learn a new skill that I don't know. That scares me just saying it out loud, but I do want to do that. I just want to kind of develop even more of a community with makers, because I think that'd be really cool. This whole YouTube thing, it started as a, you know what, let's just see what happens. And it has grown into something I never expected to really follow through with. I'm sure many other people can relate with the bouncing. I'm a bouncer. I go around to all different hobbies and crafts and ideas, and I find it very difficult to stay focused on just one thing. To still be doing this, I think it's impressive. And I'm pretty proud of myself. Turning it around. What do we think? These lines right here, I think, kind of make it look a little too happy, I guess. I don't know. And those aren't the eye sockets, these are. But so far, it's looking pretty good. As I go into year 3, first, thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Thank you to everybody who writes such nice comments. Thank you to everybody who gives me constructive feedback, because that's also really important. Thank you to everybody who has made this community what it is already, and I'm very excited about 2024. I have quite a few plans of things that I want to do, projects that I have on the horizon, and I am hopeful that all of those are going to turn out exactly the way I want them to. I'm done talking for now. I am going to put on a podcast, and we're going to time-lapse our way through this guy. You'll get to see the cool parts done a little bit faster than I will. And then when we're at a good spot, I'll show you the final product. See you then. So that is it. It is all done. I think it turned out super well, and it was so incredibly easy to get it to that final form. The good news is I don't want another one. I think one statement piece, I know the whole wall is kind of a statement piece, but one big thing like that is enough. I'm just chuffed to bits about how well it came out. Hopefully you found this at least somewhat entertaining and maybe even a little bit inspiring. I want to give a special thanks to all of my coffee members. You guys are here. You guys make it possible for me to do some of the crazy stuff that I do on this channel. If you are not a member and you'd like to be, it is $2 a month. Not only do you get your name on screen, but I also give you chances to chime in on what my next project is going to be, and you get first crack at any of the found fabrics that I put up before my viewing audience gets. If that's something that you would like to be involved with, like I said, it's $2 a month and the link is in the description. Otherwise, thank you to my uncle for giving me this skull. I am super excited to add it to my collection, and I am just so excited about what 2024 has to bring. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so that you see every weird thing that I put out on this channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, and you know what, if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. That's fine too. And I will see you guys next time. Bye! How are we feeling? Oh, hold on just a second. If you stuck around to the end of the video, thank you. I wanted to ask your opinion. I made this jacket. Look, it's a little cropped white denim jacket, and it needs some pizzazz. What would you do with this? I'm very excited about this silly little jacket, so give me some ideas. It can be something completely random or crazy, because I'm feeling a little random or crazy with this. Anyway, that's it. Okay, bye for real. Bye.